Don't blame me.
Hey, folks, and welcome to Pow-wow stream number 27, Skills versus Hobbies. And I'm going to start this now before we end up having a conversation before we get uh, before we get the stream started. We don't want to end that conversation and then be like, oh yeah, we just wasted all of our conversation time before the stream even began. So with me today is the Hey Camel.
Good afternoon.
Let's see, and yeah, I didn't have anything really planned. Just sort of a hangout type thing.
Yeah, I didn't have much planned today either. I was just playing the Crusader Kings. Hey, Kyler, Quinn the Cultist, how's it going? How's your Tuesdays? How about you, Johnny? How's your Tuesday going? It is Tuesday, right?
It is, well, yeah, but technically my Thursday, so my weekend is almost here.
I would have felt really bad if it's like, hey, man, how's your Tuesday going? I was like, nah, dude, it's Thursday. Where the fuck have you been? I just did a little bit of yard work, a little bit of housekeeping, and other stuff.
Yeah,
So
I dug up a tree. Well, part of a tree. It's not really uprooted yet.
other than that, I've been playing some Crusader Kings. I'm playing as a Viking right now. I'm trying to decide which group I want to stick with for the most part. Uh, the Muslim faction might not be where I end up. Oh, Kyler's still waiting on some test results from his doctor. How's that showing up on your screen faster than my screen?
I am not sure.
My internet connection should be that bad. No, so the thing we were talking about before we actually started the stream. You wanna go or should I tell the chat?
You go ahead.
Well, Johnny just hey Becca, how's it going?
Hey, Becca.
He just messaged me randomly. Hey man, you wanna stream? Okay, yeah, sure. Nothing else much going on. Why not? And figured probably should find something to talk about instead of us just sitting here bullshitting for however long. Go and pull up our usual suspect websites, IMDb, Indians.com, Indians with a Z.com, pardon me. And the first thing I see on the Indians with a Z is our favorite white man, Tim. Tim is from the Oglala Lakota people up in Minnesota. I'm going to start pronouncing it like that from now on.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But he wrote another post for Indians with the Z.com says, a disease that ravages Indian country and America. I have type 2 diabetes, and I lost 2 sisters to the disease. Well, you, sir, are white enough to be Wilford Brimley. You're old enough to be Wilford Brimley, but your mustache is not majestic enough to be Wilford Brimley. So you are not going to be the new diabetes spokesperson, not for Indians or anybody else. I'm sorry to tell you.
Now, if he had something close to like what John Waters has, then maybe.
I mean, he's closer to John Waters than he is Wilford Brimley. That's for damn sure. But yeah, so it got me to think. It's like I actually don't know shit about shit when it comes to diabetes. I know I'm eventually going to get it because my diet is atrocious. But I asked Johnny. I said, just let me make sure that I got this straight. Type 2 diabetes is the one you get from making shitty life decisions, right?
Uh, for the most part, yeah.
And type 1 that's juvenile diabetes, which develops like in childhood. For the most part.
Most commonly, it develops in childhood. Speaking of, actually, yesterday marks the beginning of my son's 4th year of being type 1 diabetic. And yeah, what they pretty much tell you is that basically type 1 is it's moreover it develops when you're younger for a majority of people. um, Exclusions would be like Buster Douglas, who I think it was like 42 when he found out he was diabetic.
Yeah, but Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson for fuck's sake. Nobody's looking at him like fucking slob. You got type 1 diabetes?
Yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, it was after a fight. He was post fight, that post fight drain, and yeah, he fell into a coma. And then that's when they found out that he was type 1. You don't make any insulin. Your pancreas is dead.
And type 2 is what you just don't make enough.
I believe so. It's I didn't really get the type 2 lessons.
Well, you know what? I don't feel so bad now that, I'm talking to a guy who has a kid with diabetes and he doesn't know about type 2. I don't feel as bad now. Thank you, Johnny.
No, what's really funny is you see the advertisements.
I see the advertisements every time I go to the clinic.
It's type 2 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. They have jack shit on type 1. Like,
Yeah, like if I ever meet someone who has type 1, I don't feel bad. It's like, oh, I don't feel, I don't judge them, nearly as harshly as I do somebody with type 2.
yeah.
It's like, oh man, that sucks, dude. Type 2? Oh, you fucking fat ass.
Yeah, I had a friend in elementary school who had type 1, and he he told his insurance company that they were doing sort of a show and tell thing, and so his insurance company that his parents went through, they're like, okay, well, we'll send you however many students are in your class, we'll send you that many, uh, blood strips, and then each one can, take their blood sugar, and you can show them how it's done. And maybe a third of the class refused to do it.
Because of like having like what, prick a finger or something, get
Yeah.
the blood.
Yeah. Because they don't have the tools that they do now. So pretty much you just had a little, like a push pin type thing that you just sort of jabbed into your finger.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to do that either. How old are these kids?
We were in second grade.
Yeah, fuck that.
I mean, it was a really thin needle, and it was like made for people with diabetes, but still, no.
Yeah. No, other than that, did you see? I wonder if that's going to be a new thing. If Mr. Beast is going to give someone money for getting off Twitter, I'll do that. Put enough zeros behind it, I'll get off Twitter.
Oh yeah, I I'll take I'll take Mr. Beast's bet on that.
Yeah, I mean, I got what, Discord, YouTube. I don't need Twitter. I enjoy it. Hey, Mr. Dax, how's it going?
Hey, Mr. Dax.
Got the dog barking in the living room. Wonder if that means the girlfriend's home. Are you putting it? Yeah, the stream can see that. You're
Yeah.
putting it into the chat.
Yep.
So who wants to come and hang out and bullshit? Because I got nothing really to talk about.
It is open. Yeah, there really isn't anything.
That is the benefit of StreamYards over like the old Hangouts. At least you can screen who's coming in.
Yeah. I was also thinking, because I was driving my kids home from the school today, and I was
Oh,
I,
that's right. Kids are back in school.
I was thinking of like my older boy's getting to the point where he's gonna need to be working,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure if he has any. I guess would be workable skills.
Can he push a lawnmower?
Oh, he can definitely do that.
Then he's got skills.
But it seems like I've come to the realization there are people who get lucky with their jobs, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
there are people who have to do what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. So, I mean, I envy those people who like knew straight out the gate what they want to be, how to go about doing it.
Yeah, I really didn't have any desire to do anything really
Yeah, pretty much. That too.
until late in the game, and by then it was way too late.
Hmm.
Hey Terry, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you guys?
Oh, just hanging out, shooting the shit. It's Tuesday. Why not?
Eh,
It's actually Wednesday. You guys always get the day wrong.
Well, we don't all live in the future, Terry. Hey, Cynic, how's it going?
well, at least with Terry being here, we know there's a tomorrow.
That's
Exactly,
true.
right, yeah.
I'm the canary in the coal mine.
Speaking of coal mines, Mr. Dax apparently tried to learn how to code so that way he could have a job.
I actually
That,
also
that
have.
that might be bait to try and get the channel taken down. Because I remember for a while, if you said learn to code on Twitter, they just axed you. So maybe he's just trying
Well,
to get.
that's why I'm saying it on YouTube, on Johnny's channel.
Yeah, I'm just saying it might
I'm
be
covering
a trap
all of my
to,
bases, Terry.
It might be a trap to get Johnny's channel taken down by saying the evil words.
I think it's been long enough in internet time that they've forgotten about that and they've taken it off the naughty list.
Okay, well that's good.
Although I'm not willing to chance it on Twitter.
No, probably not.
I wonder if I should test it by saying that I learned to code. Because yeah, I took some coding classes in college, but
if you really want to play with fire, China sucks. There, now we'll see if the stream gets taken down.
No, I tried to do like one online like a course showing you like the very very basics of it, and I was like, my eyes just glossed over. I was like, yeah, I have no interest in this. I mean, I can understand the utility of it. I can see the benefits. I just had no interest in pursuing it.
yeah, they had. It got to the point in class where they're like, okay, now that you know how to do this, make something. And that right there is just like, and I don't know what to make. I've got no, no inspiration to make anything.
Yeah, that's a common problem.
I think a lot of those like coding academy like stuff that you see and whatnot. I think that's just a way to get the jobs back from like overseas. We'll teach everyone how to code, and they can just make like shitty knockoffs of apps and whatnot. So that way, we flood the market before China has a chance to. See,
that is,
this is my one real attempt at a conspiracy, and Terry just leaves me hanging.
no, that is a real thing where if you've got too much choice, then like it gets hard to make a decision. Like if they just say do whatever you want, then most people will do nothing. Whereas if they'd said make something and these are the restrictions, then everyone could make something. If they just say make anything you want, people just go I don't know, what do I want to do, and they kind of just get stuck in indecision.
I think Scribe mentioned something about that, like with his last familiar with the matter with that true crime guy.
Okay.
He was talking about like the just writing something or creating something, whatever, just wasn't as easy as having limitations to be creative.
Yeah.
I think
But
if
you
Like
there,
with his ad reads and stuff.
yeah, I think if there was like a group of people that I was able to work with, it would probably be different. That way, at least it's not just one person trying to come up with something that may or may not work. I just think that yeah,
And I like what Della Hayes said. I always wanted to be retired when I grow up. You and me both, brother. You and me both.
well, I can confirm it is enjoyable.
And then there's Terry, just to just throw a little bit of salt in that wound.
It's
just gotta wait for that lottery ticket to win, and then I'll be able to join you, Terry.
there you go. But I know I'm actually quite happy that I'm the exception to the rule because usually, if you inherit money, you blow it all very very quickly. Like that's like the standard course of action is to kind of go nuts and buy all this expensive stuff you don't need,
Same
and then
with
all the
like
money's gone.
lottery winnings.
Yeah, exactly. And even sort of like celebrities who like rise to fame really, really quickly, like MC Hammer blew his entire fortune. He made a fuck ton of money off his albums, and then he blew it all because he went from having no money to having all the money, and he didn't know how to handle it.
He also didn't know how to tell people no.
That's it.
So, but like the whole MC Hammer thing is like, what was it? What a quote? Somebody said like he's like, I wasn't broke. I still had $3 million. Like I was broke by rich people standards. But yeah, I mean, like even if like if you were to take Mr. Beast there with the betting, that people couldn't stay off Twitter for a month. It's like how many zeros are you gonna put on that, man? Because I could, yeah, you put enough money on the table, you could motivate somebody to do just damn near anything within reason.
Hmm. Yeah, because I inherited like 500,000, and I had like 500,000 of my own, and then I inherited the other 500,000, and that was enough for me to invest and get a living income off of. But yeah, if I hadn't inherited, I'd still be working. So definitely good fortune, in as much as the death of loved ones can be considered good fortune. Um, but good fortune that they had money to leave me.
Hey, Costin.
Hey, Costa, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm still got my fingers crossed that some long lost uncle, great uncle, twice removed or something, dies and leaves me a boatload of cash.
I mean, if that happens, just be warned that the legal fight to actually deal with estates can be a complete pain in the ass.
Hmm.
As I discovered, that my grandfather died, and it took 7 years for the estate to settle because
Oh
my
wow.
bitch of an auntie would not sign the paperwork.
Damn.
That's what my inheritance was from my grandfather. It's just that by the time that his estate finally settled, both my grandmother and my father had passed away as well. So it went to me because the normal people that it would go to were dead. So that's how long it took to settle the estate. Two heirs died in the time it took.
Jesus.
And your probate sounds like one of my Crusader King games.
Oh yeah, no, that was a fucking nightmare to deal with it all. Especially because you had three estates essentially all trying to settle at the same time. Because the money from my grandfather was supposed to go to my grandmother, he was supposed to split it 3 ways, but my father was dead, so I got his share, and then people were arguing that just because my dad lived with my grandparents, but when they died, it was understood that the unit would go to my dad because he lived there. But when he died, it went to me, and then they're like, "Well, you don't live there. Why do you get it?" And like that was like a big thing, and that's why I had to pay off my auntie like 50 grand just to get her to fuck off. And it was like, okay, look, here's your share of the property. Now, bugger off, leave me alone.
Oh man, did you guys see this?
Here's this. Eat a dick. Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna change the subject entirely because, well, no offense, Terry, but that's a little depressing.
Yes.
But did you guys see that the like entire command staff of the Rochester Police Department just quit?
I did not.
Yeah. Following days of protests after against the Rochester Police Department in light of the death of Daniel Prue, its top officers and its deputy announced Thursday they were retiring from the force.
Oh wow.
Along with the police chief, the city's entire command staff announced it will vacate their roles. So all these protests so far, the, the defunded police crowd, they've got 2 black police chiefs to quit.
Oh man.
Black
Yeah.
lives matter, but not those black lives.
Well, they chose to be cops, man. They chose to be blue lives.
Yeah.
So they're bad.
You can choose not to be a cop, man.
Yeah,
That's
Kyle,
true.
exactly. It's like the Atlanta PD after Rayshard Brooks, like, fuck this, we out. Nah.
I don't blame them. I mean, it's a thankless enough job when people aren't protesting you for doing it, and then, like you're trying to uphold, civility in society, and not only are you not being thanked, you're actively being protested. I can understand why they say, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
So, I mean, wow. Probably hear more about that on Lords of the Night tonight.
I'll have to try and remember to watch it because I've not been watching Lords of the Night lately. So I want to watch today because of the TEDx thing. Did you see where they put Womixon and like the shit hit the fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Scribe is going to talk about that because he's like Mr. TEDx. So I do want to watch today and catch catch the rant about that. The thing I like about it is the exact same people that TEDx was pandering to, those are the ones who got offended.
Nice.
It's like that's what makes it all so beautiful. It's like a company going woke and pissing people off is like whatever, but when they're pissing off the people that they're trying to pander to, okay, that's beautiful. There's
I didn't see this on Lords of the Night, so I'm going to submit this to MSS News real quick.
cool.
Woman's pants ripped off in wild buffalo attack at Custer State Park, South Dakota.
Cool.
I love how, like, you have become, like, the Buffalo correspondent. The Buffalo attack. Buffalo's attack.
I am the wild animal attack
Man,
correspondent.
I found Scribe doesn't read mine anyway, so I just stopped submitting them.
Well, generally, like, I've gotten to the point where it's like, if I see something that I think is crazy enough to send to MSS News, it's usually because somebody else has already sent it.
Yeah.
And in the event that I haven't seen it because of that, I'm too lazy to check and see if maybe somebody else has.
Yeah, I mean, I've submitted a couple, and like one of them he read, but by and large he just skips over mine. So, no, clearly I'm sending the wrong stories, so I'll stop.
Oh, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, are you talking about them putting Colin Kaepernick in Madden 21, or?
No, I'm talking about this lady like trying to call buffalo calves.
Yeah, that's not a very. Good idea.
And there go the pants.
And just like it's like ass over tea kettle or what?
No, like they had her on the ground and we're just like swinging her like she was one of them. You know those when someone like takes a jump rope and everyone tries to jump over it, and there's the guy in the middle spinning.
Huh.
So yeah, the buffalo had her by the pants, and he was like spinning and he had the girl attached to his horns. So she's just, this centrifugal force got that going on, and yeah, it's. I wonder if I can actually play this because it is quite funny. I'm not gonna get it from New York Post, so let's check the YouTubes.
Now, speaking of the New York Post, they've had a few articles here lately that have caught my attention, like the niece of Osama bin Laden saying that Trump's the only hope
Yeah.
to stop another terrorist attack. That was hilarious. And then like a rich white like daughter of a child psychologist who's like a college kid got arrested rioting in New York, and it was just hilarious. Like her mom is a architect, has her own like architecture design firm that's done a lot of like stuff for schools in the New York City area and whatnot. Like, apparently, like she did a building for University of Columbia, and her dad, being a child psychologist and a professor, I think at Columbia University. It's like if this not like if that is not the picture of of a white privilege, then I don't know how they're using the term, but I think they're using it wrong because goddamn.
White people are privileged just for being white. Doesn't matter any other circumstances. Automatic privilege.
I know plenty of trailer trash bitches that would just beat her ass because that is not the case, Terry.
All I'm saying is a homeless white person is more privileged than someone like Oprah Winfrey, and you just need to accept that that is the truth.
Actually, no, Kyler. She didn't go to Columbia. Her dad teaches there. Her mom has done architecture design for him. She is at Rice University in Texas. Apparently, she came home to riot. Just because coof.
Hmm.
All right, this is. I got it set. So we're gonna mute it, and we're gonna.
Oh, oh boy.
See, that's the lady there.
This this is this is unwise. This is unwise. Don't.
She's already committed
No, I'm
several.
I'm talking about the motorcycle pulling forward. What the fuck are you doing, man? Like even my dogs know this is a bad idea. You hear them barking?
Yeah. And that's a lot of buffalo. Like if they all decided that fuck this shit, let's go to war. Like
Oh, look at that idiot just riding right through them.
and
Well,
you
I mean, it
notice
worked
that
out for him.
and you notice that there are calves here. So
Yes.
we already had a couple of Canadians get in trouble for putting a baby in the back of their vehicle.
A baby buffalo?
Yeah.
How much does a baby buffalo weigh? That's not a small animal.
No, it's not. It's
That's going to take some effort. I mean, oh. This went from when animals attack to National Geographic.
Yeah, here it comes. She's right behind this guy. And just
Oh,
slinging her around. Took her pants off.
lucky that's all it took.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
that is why you don't fuck with nature.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyler, she is very lucky she's not dead.
Maybe she's just an exhibitionist, and this is how she chose to expose herself.
She's just being an individual.
It's yeah, no. Uh, don't fuck with wild animals. Should be fairly self-evident advice. You shouldn't need to be told this. Like, the common sense should see you through. And Mr. Dax says, "Mr. Yogurt, can I have your autograph?" You can tell that's not actually Jenk. He's not having sex with a horse. I still find that hilarious that Jenk went on record to say bestiality is okay.
As long as the animal gets pleasure
Pleasure.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. And that's why I put on Twitter, Jenk, don't touch me there. This is my nay nay square.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Uh, the the combination of two memes, the glory of the no no square and the animal fuckery that is Jenk. uh, I still think the no no song is funny too. That was so lame, and like they were so serious about it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Now, see, Mr. Dax, if you're gonna do like food comparisons, it's curry and fry bread. That's the difference between Indians. You got your fry bread Indians, you got your curry Indians. Can't be mixing metaphors and whatnot. Just gets confusing.
And buffalo is an exceptionally good burger to make.
I would eat buffalo if I got the opportunity.
Same here.
I don't think I will. I don't know that there's an awful lot of buffalo in Australia, but hey, opportunity presents itself. I'm not going to turn it down.
Well, I'm sure there's water buffalo in Australia, but that's a completely different animal.
um, I think I could pay like ridiculous amounts of money to get it imported. Like like there'd be like restaurants that cook, say buffalo and deer and all those kind of
Yeah.
game game meats that don't really we don't really have the animals ourselves. I don't know that it's worth what that would cost just for a hey I ate a buffalo kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you guys like have to pay ridiculous rates to just have anything imported
Yeah, it costs a
or shipped
fortune.
over?
It costs a fortune to import anything, really. But well, no, like if I went to the United States for some reason, and while I was there, I would probably go out of my way to have at least some unusual animal by Australian standards. So whether that's deer or elk or buffalo or whatever, I'd have to try it while I was there. But I don't know. It's worth finding a restaurant that serves it and charges exorbitant amounts for it.
Oh, the Proud Boys are trending.
Oh, what
Oh,
now?
clip going around, a dude getting smacked and pepper sprayed. Apparently, it was Proud Boys chasing him. Is what the claim going around on Twitter is.
Is it in a video?
Yeah, it's in a video on Twitter. If you go to
Okay.
like the trending, it was trending like number 27 for me. I don't know what it'll be for you.
I'm just gonna look up buffalo meat and
Mhm.
shipping it to Terry.
Well, I can't cook, so that's not going to do much good. Like, I would need someone to cook it for me, which is why I said going to a restaurant
Ah,
that serves such things.
Now, I do have somebody that knows how to cook. If you want to send me some buffalo meat, Johnny, I mean, you pretty much already know where I live.
you you've got a Walmart. They sell buffalo meat.
Do they?
Yeah, most places,
Ah,
most
that's
grocery
the.
stores sell buffalo.
I have to admit, it's been a while since I've been to Walmart to check, but I never would have thought to look for buffalo meat while I was there.
Yeah, of course. You got the. You have you been to Walmart since the monitor incident?
No, no. I figured that was enough Walmart for me for a while.
That that's
I've been to
at least a
Walmart.
month.
I've been to Walmart exactly 0 times. I, I think there is a Walmart somewhere in Australia, but I've never been to it.
You're not missing much, Terry. That's yeah.
It sounds like I'm missing a lot. It sounds like a great place.
Uh, that depends. Have you ever seen like one of those galleries of like the people of Walmart photos?
No, but I do like the idea of like the sort of the shop that has everything. Like you can buy apparent from what I've heard, like if it exists, Walmart probably sells it. Like they've got food and guns and furniture and like everything. So I do like the idea of just there's one place you go and it's got everything that you could ever possibly want to buy.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any WalMarts in your area, Terry.
No, there's none in my area, but there's definitely some in Australia. Yeah, I think there might be one, but it's not near me.
Well, I mean as far as Australia, that is your area. like, but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think they have any WalMarts down there. Is
I'm pretty sure because I remember my friend when I was working at the bank, he had a. I don't, do you like subscribe to Walmart or something? Like there's a membership fee or something like that.
no,
Sam's Club. There's a Sam's Club membership,
Uh, well, he
but
had a Walmart card, so like sort of.
oh well, I mean they do have like their own I guess kind of credit card deal.
yeah,
I think because the way he was explaining it was like the prices are low, but you have to pay like a monthly fee to get in, sort of thing. Like you need to be a
yeah.
member to enter.
That would have to be a Sam's Club thing.
Yeah, Sam's Club is a Walmart. It's same guy. It's based off Sam Walton, the guy that created Walmart. But
Okay.
that's where you like go to like buy stuff like in bulk. You get the cheaper prices that way,
Well,
and you have to have a membership to go in.
okay. Well, maybe that's what we've got then, because he was saying that the prices are very cheap, but you do need to pay a monthly fee to be like a member of Walmart or a subscriber or whatever you want to call it to actually get in to access those cheaper prices. So maybe that's what he was talking about.
Let's see. Walmart's employment practices are illegal in Australia and a lot of other countries. Walmart has no operation in Australia and will not have until they change their employment policies.
Oh, there you go. So maybe my friend was confused and it wasn't actually Walmart.
Well, uh, I think Walmart will just wait it out until like the Chinese buy up Australia.
So what's so bad about Walmart's employment practices that effectively banned them from Australia?
I can cover this one, Johnny. My grandmother's worked for Walmart over 20 years, and I've heard her bitch about Walmart all 20. um, they, it's really just the bureaucracy of large scale corporation, like anything else. You got all these managers who are saying one will tell you this and the other will tell you that, and uh, they change policies a bunch in regards to like the one she would talk about the most was like the attendance policy. They have like a point system. Like even if you have a doctor's note, it's still going to add up, and you get so many points, and they fire you.
Oh, okay, so does the doctor's
Working
note?
conditions, stuff like that. Like there was one Walmart. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but like picture was going around. This one Walmart store, one location, was actually doing like a food drive for their own employees. Like customers could donate canned food and stuff to
That's
Walmart
not bad.
employees.
But like, would a doctor's note reduce the number of points? Like, is it
It could reduce it, yes, but it's not
okay?
going to. You still missed work, so
Yeah,
you're still going to rack up some
so it'd be like
fraction of a
five.
point or something like that.
So it'd be like 5 points if you had no explanation, and 3 points if you had a
I think it's
certificate.
like it'd be like 1 point if you had if you didn't have a doctor's note, and it'd be like a half a point if you did. I'm not super familiar on all the particulars because, like I said, she complained about them changing policies and stuff like this and that.
Well, the corporation
The only reason why the only reason why she worked there was like for her health care because she had a pre-existing condition.
see, the only because I work for uh, I'm an appliance salesman. Um, and their policy is if you call off, you get a point. You get a point. If you're tardy, if you're late, you get a half a point, or like if you leave early without a valid reason. So like if there's a family emergency, they'll usually just let you out. But if you just like, oh, I don't feel well, can I go home early? They'll give you half a point as well.
Yeah.
I I used to get in trouble for not taking enough time off when I was working at the bank because all that accumulated leave is like a liability for the company. So they like get a bit antsy if you've got months and months and months of leave stored up. So they would come to me and say, "You need to take annual leave." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "So I take a week off. I get back. You still got too much. Take another week off."
Yeah, Mr. Dax, you don't get points taken off if you come into work early either. In
And
fact, one of the things that she complained about was like the department heads and managers and whatnot, management asking people to go ahead and work overtime, and then like, hey, could you stay a bit later to get this done? And then at the end of the pay period, before the pay period ends, they'd have you clocking out early so that way you didn't get over the 40 hours.
See,
and if you did actually come in earlier than you're scheduled, you will also get a half a point.
Yeah, you'll get in trouble for trying to clock in too early and trying to get extra money.
I think all overtime should be approved. Obviously, you can't just rock up 8 hours early and decide for yourself that you're going to do a double shift.
Yeah,
But I think if they did like say you work overtime and you reduce your point total, I think that would be a better system because then like because let's say 5 points is you get fired. If you're at 4.5 points, you could just go like, fuck it, I'm gone anyway. I'm just gonna bail. Whereas if you had a way to work off those points, then you might say, you know what, I'm at 3. That's getting a bit much. I'm going to do some overtime, get myself back down to 1, so I've got more of a buffer. Because if it can only ever go up, then it's like a ticking time bomb. Eventually, you will get fired.
Yeah, you get fired, you'll just say, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah, but, like if you could work off your points, like you take a half day because you're sick, but then you do it.
Well, I mean, it's a rolling thing. I think it's like I don't know if it's every 6 months or yearly.
It's yearly.
Well, I'm
Okay,
talking about Walmart with my
Oh,
grandmother.
yeah.
I don't remember if it was like a yearly or if it was like quarterly, biannually, what. But it was a rolling basis to where you're not just gonna, oh well, you hit 5 points over the course of the last 5 years you've been working here, so see ya.
okay, well that's a bit better. But I Mr. Dax is saying that it would be a fairer system, and I don't think it would be not just a fairer system. It would be better for Walmart because you would have people wanting to do more work for them to eliminate their point totals rather than just writing it off and saying, who cares? Like,
Well,
I
I mean,
could get rid of them.
the only problem with that is they'd still have to be paying time and a half for them to be working off those points.
Well,
And
maybe,
the bottom
no,
line is the bottom line, so they're
no,
not
no,
going to
no.
do that.
What I would say is they give you the choice. You either do overtime for time and a half or to reduce your point total. Like, you make that decision when you put in for overtime. He's
Yeah,
like,
we'd have to change the labor laws to get that kind of system though,
oh, okay,
because it's I don't know about if it's I can't speak for all industries, but every industry I've worked at, once you hit 40 hours, that's supposed to be time and a half, and
yeah. Well,
then I think it's 60 hours. It's supposed to be double time. I can't remember.
that's basically what we have in Australia. But I was under the impression that like American companies had a lot more leeway with how they did these things. Maybe not quite as much as I imagined then.
Um, I'm not sure where the delineation between like state labor laws and federal labor laws would be on that.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
how much I don't know how much they have to play with, like within state guidelines as opposed to federal.
because like my suggestion, you could never do it in Australia because they would not let you. Um, because of the same thing, the labor laws in Australia are such that you can't actually make that offer, which I think is ridiculous. But my understanding was America was a lot freer with those things, but perhaps I overestimated how much of a gap there was in terms of these things.
Well, that's why like whenever there's like a bunch of like job gains, like under like a Republican or something like that, they'll always point like, well, how many of those are part-time jobs? They're not full-time jobs.
Hmm.
They're hiring two part-time workers instead of a full-time one. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, let's tell two people that have a job instead of one that doesn't.
yeah. I actually got in trouble. Not trouble, but I annoyed people because they needed people to come in on a public holiday,
Damn,
and
Kyler, where do you work? I need a job, man. That sounds pretty sweet.
it's they needed people to come in on a public holiday, and they said if you do, we'll give you a day off in exchange. So like, you come in on the public holiday, you can have a Friday off or something. And I said no, because I if I did, I'm getting paid regular time for working a public holiday, whereas you know you should get paid. I believe it's double time for a public holiday. They're like, you give me 2 days, I might think about it. But I'm not trading a public holiday for a regular day, and like that annoyed them because they just expected people to, yeah, all right, whatever.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
I had a job where I was working. I was installing breathalyzers into people's cars as part of like their court mandated probation and whatnot. And this was being run out of a battery shop that the guy owned that I was working for. So I was either building like batteries for stuff or I was installing breathalyzers. 4th of July, he has me scheduled to do. It's not even an installation. It's a just a recalibration because aside from them having to have it in there, they got to come in for regular maintenance to keep it calibrated to make sure they're not fucking with it. So it's just a recalibration. Now, this place was open when I was working there. It was Monday through Saturday, and 4th of July was on. I think it was a Monday. But so I worked like overtime every week because it was Monday through Saturday. I was the only dude to work there. No, there was no lunch hour. I was there from open to close. Saturday was a half day. Hey, Talik, how's it going? And I see, since I'm pretty much the only dude, in the place except for the owner when he shows up, you know, when he feels like it. I usually take care of the scheduling of people coming in and whatnot. And I noticed like this guy had been scheduled. It wasn't me that did it. It wasn't the last person that worked there before me that did it. It must have been the owner. So I asked him about it. He was there that day. It's like, hey, I see you got this dude scheduled for Monday. He's like, yeah. I was like, he's the only one we got scheduled for Monday. Yeah. I was like, do you know what Monday is? He's like, it's the 4th. I was like, yeah. I was like, we're just gonna do we're gonna open up for on the 4th of July for one calibration. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's like, am I getting time and a half at least? He's like, no. I was like, why not? I was like, it's the 4th of July, man. It's the nation's birthday. It's a national fucking holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, he's like, was that a problem? I was like, yeah, a little bit. Considering I'm gonna be making less working the 4th of July than some 16-year-old kid at working his first job at McDonald's flipping burgers, and I'm certified by the state to do this shit. So, what gives, man?
Now, were you scheduled, or were you contacted through the state, or was it like a separate company?
No, I was hired through him. He hired me, and I was certified through taking tests for the state.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, if you think that dealing with drunk people is bad, try dealing with drunks that are sober. Oh, they're so much worse. Every one of them wanted to argue with me about that damn breathalyzer. It's like, all right, did they explain to you how this works when they installed it? Yeah. I was like, okay, well, walk me through it. You get in the car. Yeah. You go to turn the key. Yeah. Breathalyzer comes on. Yeah. You blowing it. Yeah. It doesn't let you start the car. No, it didn't let me start the car. All right, let's back up before you got in the car. What'd you do before then? Usually, if it was a chick, I could nail it down to perfume. If it was a dude, it was mouthwash.
Ah.
Because those things are sensitive.
Yeah.
If you spray some perfume that has any alcohol in it in the car that breathalyzer's in, it's gonna pick it up. You got a mouthwash that has some alcohol content, it's gonna pick it up.
See, I thought they were just lying. Like, I thought the point was they actually had been drinking. Like, oh, no, that must be the mouthwash.
Oh, some of them. Oh, most definitely were, because like I just asked them like, well, what did it? Like it says you blew hot. Yeah, I forgot. You see the wheels turning when they're just trying to dig an excuse out of their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, you're lying to me. That's definitely going in the file. Whoever deals with you can deal with you. And but yeah, like, some of them were just fucking stupid. I mean, they were dumb enough to drink and drive in the first place. I'm not dealing with Rhodes Scholars here.
That's true.
But yeah, that dude, he told me, it's like, well, you can either show up to work on Monday or just find another job. I was like, well, I'll find another job, dude. It's Friday right now. Go ahead and give me my paycheck. I'll get out your hair.
Yeah.
And he just, like, his jaw damn near hit the floor. He did not expect to call that bluff. It's like, it's the 4th of July. I could go work at McDonald's tomorrow and get time and a half for flipping burgers. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, something similar happened to me when the bank bought the finance company I was working for. They gave everyone a new contract, and they said, now you don't have to sign it, but if you do, you'll have to work an extra half an hour for no extra compensation. But if you've got less than a certain amount of leave, then you get a bonus week. And like, I will never claim that bonus week. I've got like 3 months worth of leave, and you want me to get under a week? I'll never claim the extra leave. So I'd be working an extra half hour a day for no reason. I'm not going to sign it. And they didn't like that. I got called into HR so they could properly explain the benefits of signing the contract to me. And then I said, no, I don't want to. And then, surprisingly enough, when it came time to do redundancies, yeah, they picked me. Shocker of shocks.
Hey Johnny, is it wrong that I'm still amused by the way they pronounce H?
With H,
Yeah,
yeah,
it still amuses me.
Hmm.
between H and Z.
Well, I'll cop the flack for H because technically there is no H at the start of the letter. That is a mispronunciation on my part. Z is correct though. You idiots can't say Z. You simplified it to Z.
I think you can't blame us. You have to blame Daniel Webster for he just wanted to give the king another middle finger.
Well, I
We're gonna get
I'll
rid of.
blame
He's the one that decided we were gonna get rid of all those random U's and you
I
know.
will I'll blame him by way of blaming you.
Now, I do occasionally pronounce it zebra,
Yes.
uh, just because it annoys uh, most of the people that I say it in front of.
Yeah, that's the only logical reason for an American to throw in those affectations, just to annoy another American.
Yeah. So I'll be talking. I'm just like, yeah, you remember that cake that had the zebra stripes in it? And they're just like, the what? What kind of stripes? And I go, zebra, zebra stripes. Oh, you mean zebra? Yeah, zebra. Like,
That is how you say the word. I don't know what they're upset about. It's kind of like ass. Like America for some reason has ASS, which is not how you spell ass. I don't know where that came from
yeah, I don't know where your guys got the R.
because it's pronounced arse. There's an R sound in it. It's ARSE.
And that's another thing that I'm going to attribute to Danny Webster. He said, "Fuck your arse." We're going to say ass.
Which is fine if you're talking about a donkey.
I wonder if I wonder if he was writing and just be like, and fucking George ASS.
You can have a wild ass, which is like an animal, or you can have a kick up the arse, which is your backside. It's very simple.
Now,
I don't know
now,
how
now, see,
to
it's
make.
when you say it, it sounds like os, which is
Yeah,
which is
he's
he's
probably sitting there saying, He's like, there's not going to be any U in the word color. Fuck the queen. There's not going to. We're going to spell tire with an I. Fuck the prince. I'm sure he had like the whole royal family he went through.
See, tire with an I is a real word. It just doesn't mean a wheel covering. It means to make someone tired, like tire someone out.
I think it was really just to be able to point out the spies.
Yeah, that probably is a benefit to fucking around with the language to the extent that he did. Is that if someone comes in and puts a U in color, you go, yeah, you're not American. Fuck off.
Like I said, it always amused me whenever I'd have foreigners come into like one of the stores I would work at or whatever. Like had an Englishman once. I think we've had like some Aussies pass through. One dude from New Zealand, he was working as a truck driver. Just I don't even remember why. I think just because I was like, that's random enough that you would just go to a completely different country on the opposite side of the planet, just drive a truck around. Good on you, man. Okay, but yeah, it was always fun. Like asking, like, I don't want to offend you, but that accent, where's that from? Because like I had one English family they were passing through. It's like, hey, your accent. Where are you guys from? And I know, microaggression. I did it though. Couldn't help myself. He's like, oh well, and I think he knew. Like he was just gonna, fuck with me back. It's like, oh, we're from St. Louis, and it's like, uh huh. Where were you from before that?
Wow, that's
That
edging,
doesn't sound like St. Louis to me. I've been to St. Louis. That does not sound like it.
that's edging into macroaggression. That one.
All right,
No, like
all
he
right,
said St. Louis. As soon as he did, he started smiling. It's like, oh, we're from England originally, but we live in St. Louis.
all right. It's time for a stop and frisk. Let's move on.
But well, no. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And I think I don't remember if I hadn't really got started on YouTube or anything yet. I don't even think I had Twitter yet. But like I remember telling him, I was like, oh yeah, I think I was still following Irate Alex back when he was still Bear and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh well, that's cool. I watched some British folks on YouTube. So how are you doing? And like immediately the first thing he asked me about was like, do you know anything about Monty Python? I was like,
Mhm.
oh seriously?
How
Like
much of a yank do you think I am?
I was like, all right, how much time you got, Limey?
Monty Python are very good. There's a reason that my avatar is the foot. I basically grew up uh, watching anything Monty Python related I could get my hands on. To the point that I don't know if I still own it, but I did buy a German language episode of Monty Python's Fliegende Circus because it
Nice.
had sketches that I hadn't seen.
I think my first Monty Python sketch was the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Ah, yes.
The first one I remember actually sitting down and watching myself was the argument one.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I was like in high school, I was on the debate team, so that was really like right up my alley. But like my fondest memories of Monty Python don't actually involve watching Monty Python. They involve my dad doing like some of his favorite bits from Monty Python. What's on the telly? Looks like a penguin. No, the program.
I don't know why that stupid joke always makes me laugh. The what's on the television looks like a penguin.
Yeah, but I mean, it just that one tickled him too. So like he would just go off on that one or whatever.
My favorite one is the dead bird.
Oh yeah, the parrot. If we hadn't nailed it to the perch, it would have muzzled up to them bars and boom. You're like, listen, matey, this parrot wouldn't boom if you put 10,000 volts through it. It's bleeding demised.
It has ceased to be.
It's expired and gone to meet its maker. This is an ex-parrot. No. It's pining for the fjords, which is how I learnt the word fjord. Surprisingly enough, it's, yeah, I always found the word fjord rather amusing, and when Pinky and the Brain said it, it's like they said fjord.
Oh man, yeah, that's one of those things. Like, I think I need to go back and watch some old Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, that was
Although I'm kind of I'm worried that if I do, it's gonna be like Stephen King's It all over again.
um. I will say that Animaniacs did disappoint me because I remembered it as being completely awesome, and there's a lot of it that is trash. It's just that when it's funny, it's hilarious, and that's the bits you remember. But there's a lot of crap that sort of like filler content that just drags out the episode. So yeah, probably a risk that you would run going back to something like Pinky and the Brain is it as good as I remember it?
Well, I'm just curious to go back and watch it to see like how much of that stuff went over my head the first time, like Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, I
When
love that.
when I watched Rocco's Modern Life as a kid, I didn't realize he was working as a phone sex operator.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't realize that until I was much older.
Oh
I was like,
baby, oh
oh,
baby, oh baby.
okay, yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. So like, that's the curiosity for me. Is like, kind of like how much does it hold up, and how much of it did I just miss that actually would be funny if I had understood it at the time.
Well, I do like shows that do that because the parents don't mind watching it with the kids because like there's two levels of jokes to it. There's the ha 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 he fell over level of comedy that the kids like, and then there's like the subtly dirty stuff that the parents can enjoy. Like, oh, I see what they did there. That's it's a good thing that little Billy doesn't understand what he just said.
Well, and I saw that with when I was working my main job. Um, we got sick of watching Forrest Gump and God, what the hell other movie was it? I barely remember. But it was mainly Forrest Gump and some other kiddie type show. That we decided to bring was a South Park season 5 in, and there was the up the downward steroid where Jimmy takes steroids to compete the Special Olympics.
Oh, like making fun of like Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire and all that shit too.
Yeah, and it got to the part of the episode where Jimmy starts beating the shit out of his girlfriend, and and one of our clients he's a known he's an aggressor, so like he would kind of irritate himself by he would get really close to you and then start like swiping your shoulder, and if you don't do anything then he'll punch you in the face.
Oh God.
Okay, did it cut out for anybody else or just me?
No, I heard it. It's just that
I
there's
heard
like
something about like shoulder, and then it dropped, and all I heard him was say something about punching you in the face if you did nothing.
Okay, well you didn't miss
I,
much then.
I was gonna
'Cause-
say I didn't think I missed much, but I was wondering if there was a
but
little bit of something I missed there.
but yeah, he would touch your shoulder, not knowing that not supposed to, and if you don't do anything about it, he'll punch you in the face. And
Now, if he swings at you, are you allowed to swing back or no?
no,
Oh,
you cannot swing on these guys.
I bet you one good pop after he swung on somebody. That probably
Um,
cut that shit out.
oh no, this guy's put himself through a wall, so like he's
Oh,
not learning anything. Like,
I
um,
forgot what you're dealing with there, Johnny. Never mind.
yeah. Um,
I definitely can't say that, otherwise you will probably lose your channel.
uh, a derogatory term for what I do would be considered a tard farmer.
Well, I was just gonna say that you deal with people who have unusual strength and a proclivity for window licking. I was gonna try and be a little bit more vague than that.
No, as we when we used to go practice for the Special Olympics. Well, they would. I never actually was allowed to go. So
you're not special.
well, I didn't have the right shift to available to be available for helping coach.
Sorry, but I like that, Mr. Dax. Windex connoisseurs.
Windex
That's
connoisseur.
a good one.
But yeah, so my bitterness came in the form of saying that whenever they were going to practice, they were going to the garden because that's where all the vegetables are. And yeah, it was. That's where I first heard the term. That was, but so yeah, this guy is watching this, and it gets to the point where Jimmy starts just beating the shit out of this girl, and he stops what he's doing, turns to us, and he goes, and he just busts out laughing, and then he went and sat down in a chair. He's never actually sat down and watched a movie before. But yeah, he sat down and watched the rest of the episode.
Nice.
And I'm just like, we're just looking at each other and we're like, dude, check that out. I've never seen that happen before.
Well, did you continue the experiment with like a Rocky marathon or anything? Like after that, did you like?
No, because any other, and I think it was the sound of him slapping the girl, not like,
Not actually like seeing the violence, but just hearing the sound of the slaps and whatnot.
yeah, it's that cartoony slap that that comes. I think that's what he was laughing at.
See, you can't just put him in front of the honeymooners and call it a day.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, he never
or the,
actually
or the Three
he
Stooges
never actually punched Alice.
or the Three Stooges.
He just alluded to it.
Yeah, he just threatened to send her to the moon.
Then zoom to the moon, Alice. One of these
That's
days.
just a metaphor for beating his wife.
The last time I actually thought about the honeymooners was they have Eddie Murphy's Delirious on Netflix.
I didn't
I
know
did
that,
not.
but I've seen it.
I think they got both Delirious and Raw, but yeah, put that on. I don't know, a couple months ago, just to see the difference between 1980s comedy and today comedy. Guess what? I still laugh at 1980s comedy. It's still funny.
Yes.
But,
Doesn't matter if it's a dated reference to Mr. T. That joke still holds up.
But I bet you laughed even more at Douglas in the net.
If by more you mean less, then yes.
Come on.
We have
Hannah
we
is
have
a comedic genius.
we have different definitions of more.
I would venture to say we have significantly different definitions of what constitutes more.
No, that was the funniest comedy special anyone has ever made, and you are sexist and racist and all sorts of bigoted if you don't agree.
Did you guys know that they're doing a spin-off of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Huh. I did not know that.
They are doing.
Is Adam Beach playing Chief?
No,
Because if he's not, I don't care.
it's a prequel about Nurse Ratched.
Why?
That's exactly what Kyler said in chat. Why?
Oh, well, that just popped up for me, so great minds, Kyler. But, yeah, why? Why would we want to know Nurse Ratchet's backstory? Just find out what made her into the bitch she was? I mean, I've met nurses. I know why they turn into bitches. That's also a thankless job.
Yeah, there's a reason why the nurse I have an issue with, I call Nurse Ratched. Like,
So, yeah. If there's no Adam Beach as Chief, I don't know. No pre-Cuckoo's Nest, no Cuckoo's Nest, none of it. Well, we should get Adam Beach to be like he is the Indian, right? He's the Indian. We should petition to have him on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, him, Graham Greene, and Wes Studi.
I didn't even know Wes Studi was Indian. That's how deep undercover he was for me.
He will always be Sagat from the Street Fighter movie. To me, that's like the only thing I know him from.
Which is funny because it was the other Indian. Like, it's like, take that, Lou Diamond Phillips.
See, I tried to push the Street Fighter movie out of my mind entirely. As far as I'm concerned, that movie killed Raul Julia.
Oh, I agree. That's something I've said.
And the Street Fighter movie is what like killed my childhood like idolization of Jean Claude Van Damme.
I,
Like
I can't.
I thought he was a badass until I saw Street Fighter, and I was like, oh, like I played Street Fighter. I liked the game. Like I even liked like some of the animated movies that had come out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like anybody who's seen the Street Fighter movie knows that that was just the hottest pile of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
What do you guys think was worse of a video game movie, Street Fighter or Mario?
I would say Mario on the grounds that it had literally nothing to do with the games at all. Like at least the Street Fighter movie had fighting in it. Like it was a movie about fighting to some extent. Like the Mario movie had no connection to the video games except there was a character named Mario and a character named Luigi. Like that's essentially it. Oh, and
There's a character named Koopa.
yeah, but like there is. I've played the Mario games. There is no dystopian lizard world uh, with a meteorite that links that world to our world, and Cooper is trying to break. That has not happened in a single Mario game, and I've played, if not all of them, close to. Uh, whereas the Street Fighter movie wasn't good, but it was at least about fighting. Like it was, the good guys versus Bison.
Well, see, like I feel differently, Terry. I feel like Street Fighter was the worst video game movie out of the two, because the Mario movie had absolutely nothing to do with the game. That made it more like bearable for me and funny.
Like,
It's like, holy shit, they got Dennis Hopper to play this? How? That had me laughing. Like they've got the dude from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh my god! Wait, John Leguizamo? Really? Like that was way more entertaining for me as a kid watching that
well,
than the Street Fighter movie.
well, I would say it depends how you interpret the question, because I enjoyed watching the Mario Brothers movie more than I enjoyed watching the Street Fighter movie. But as a video game movie, the Mario Brothers movie wasn't one. It just had some characters with the same name. It had no video game connection, whereas Street Fighter had a slightly stronger one. Still pretty weak, but more than Mario had.
Fair enough. I did find the Mario movie more entertaining, so I'll say that. Yeah, Kyler's like they're both hot steaming piles of shit.
but but no, in all honesty, I didn't think the Mario movie was good, but it was more fun to watch than the Street Fighter one. It's just that, yeah, as a video game movie, it failed. I did actually quite like the Mortal Kombat movie though.
The
The
first
first
one was
one.
pretty good. Yeah, I
I,
liked it all right.
I haven't seen any of the others, but the first one, like this, is actually a good Mortal Kombat movie because it feels like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, the second one was ridiculous.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Good for you. But no. What was I lost what I was going to say just now. Damn it.
That happens. Um, I did watch the Resident Evil movie, and that was kind of okay, but I never played the games when I saw it, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Uh, I think I played like I think the first two, and then
Hmm.
I played Resident Evil 4. I haven't played any of the other ones though.
4 was actually a very good game.
It was.
Uh,
It was a lot of fun.
4 is the first one I played, and it's the reason that I decided to give 5 a chance, and then 5 is shit, so I just said no. Apparently, there was lightning in a bottle. They only got it right once.
I take it you're not a fan of the Resident Evil movies, Talik. He's like, let's not even get into the Resident 2 and 4. The games or the movies?
I assume he means the games because he just said he doesn't want to talk about the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
But four was an excellent game, and I didn't play the first three. I played four and five. Five was garbage, so I thought, okay, let's just be happy that four was good, and let's not play any more of the games.
Well, like when I played four, it wasn't even like I didn't buy it or anything. It was a buddy had it, and I was over hanging out with them, and I was like, oh man, I haven't played since Resident Evil was on PlayStation 2. All right, let's give this a shot. That's how long ago it's been since I picked up a Resident Evil game. It was PlayStation 2.
Yeah, last one I played was Code Veronica.
One of the things I liked about the fourth one, and they didn't actually tell you they were doing this, but if you were doing really well, it would spawn more enemies to try and make the game harder. And then once you started struggling, it would have fewer enemies.
Throttle back down.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
so it could try and keep the game just difficult enough that it always feels like a challenge. And I thought that was when I found out later on that that's what they were doing. Like, actually, yeah, that is a very good idea. It's if you do it well, that would make a game much more interesting.
And Talix says that Resident Evil 4 was also on GameCube.
That's
Uh,
right.
I was unaware because I've only ever met one person out in the wild that actually had a GameCube,
Oh, I
and
had
he was kind of a douchebag. So
game. I had a GameCube. I don't know why people hate on it. I there's just the standard Nintendo console.
I
Really.
mean, it was. I've got nothing against them. Like I said, I only ever knew one person that had one, and at that point in time, I think my family already had a PlayStation, or was it PlayStation 2 that came out when the GameCube was coming out?
PlayStation 2.
Okay, yeah. I think we had just got the PlayStation 2, and we had an N64. Like we didn't. We, it was like we already sank money into this one over here. We're not going to go get this other one too.
The PlayStation 2 was probably the best console that's ever been made. Not in terms of technological uh, achievement, but in terms of sales and like having good games. And I think it's the most successful console that's ever been made. And,
And like the one I had held up great, man. That thing lasted me like a decade before it
yeah,
finally crapped out. Whereas I had a PlayStation 3 that didn't even last me like a couple of years.
no, the PlayStation 2 is probably the pinnacle of console gaming. Because the other thing that happened was all the games that were on consoles got moved to PC. So as of now, it's very hard to justify buying a console instead of a computer. Because if you get a computer, you can play 99% of the console games anyway, except the Nintendo ones and like the PlayStation exclusives.
But yeah, like I mean, I have no intention of like buying like a PlayStation 5 when it comes out, or getting a PlayStation 4 if I like find the money.
No,
But I mean, if you could make a PlayStation 2 game today with the graphics that come with today, I mean, if you could have it like a PlayStation 2 that durable, that quality back, I'd consider it.
yeah, I
But
mean, you could just get a PlayStation 2 emulator. I mean, Johnny's got one.
well, no, I was saying like if you could, if
Oh,
you
with
could make
upgraded
PlayStation 2 like with better graphics.
yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. I. I think PlayStation
Okay.
2 had graphics that were good enough for my standards. Like I don't think the improvement has really been that significant. Like I mean,
Well, again, I come at this from like the only thing I really play on console is like sports games.
yeah.
So
But
like even like that free PS3 I've got in the living room, like I went from like a Madden game. Was it? I had a 2000. I think it was 2008 Madden, and I had that on like a saved on the hard drive, and then the disc version of like Madden, was it 13, 14, and the difference in graphics from this. Oh my god! Wow.
see, for me, the graphics have to be functional. Not the Canadian. He's a loser. Um, but but they have to do the job. They don't have to look pretty because I don't really care about things looking pretty. Um, and that's why I can go back to Super Nintendo games, but not normal Nintendo games because the NES graphics are too primitive, and with my color blindness and the limited color palette, I can have trouble figuring out what's going on the screen if it's 8-bit graphics. But 16 is fine. Like 16,
Well, no,
I,
I mean like if I'm playing like a football game or basketball game, what I'm thinking about when I'm talking like graphics is like the motion capture and stuff, like the body movement of like
yeah.
and then like the game physics of like a tackle or a hard foul when you're driving to the hoop or something like that.
But like
They've made great strides in those. I
oh
don't
no,
really care about being able to see like the beads of sweat on a player's forehead as he's going for a free throw.
graphics have definitely come a long way. But I would be fine if they'd never advanced past the Super Nintendo stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't really need things to look realistic
Oh yeah,
or
if I'm playing like Street Fighter, I could just easily plug in my old Super Nintendo and play Street Fighter 2 again like I was like a kid. I don't
yeah.
need to play like Street Fighter 4 or whatever number they're on now.
Or
I,
Street Fighter 6 EX Super Championship Turbo Edition.
Is that a legit thing or are
Part
you making that up? Because that
Part
sounds
2. It's no. It's no.
No, I was gonna say it sounds ridiculous enough that it would be a thing.
I think 5 is the most recent one. I'm not aware of a Street Fighter 6 if they've made one. So, but apparently they've dumbed the game down like considerably, which is disappointing.
I
Alex says out there the Dreamcast was underappreciated. I'm willing to take you at your word because I don't think I ever played on a Sega Dreamcast.
I never played one. I,
I
I,
had a Genesis when I was a kid.
I was Team Nintendo, and no Sega console would ever disgrace my household. Um, I kind of grew out of that, but when I was like a kid and teenager, I was very very much Team Nintendo, and I was anti Sega. So
Like my progression on like consoles went from I started out on my mom's Atari. I don't remember which one it was, so I just remember playing like the old games, and then we had the Super Nintendo, and then the Genesis, and then a PlayStation, and then that's pretty much where we went like full on Sony at that point. Oh no,
yeah,
no, we got the Genesis, and then we had the N64, and then the PlayStation.
well, I bought pretty much every Nintendo console that came out. Um, I was gonna skip the Wii, but my dad bought me one. He's like, he asked if I wanted one. I said, no, not really. And then he bought me one anyway. And then I didn't get a Wii U because I was kind of off Nintendo by then. But then I ended up buying a Switch, and then I broke it. So I threw it.
I think I've only played like two games on the Wii in any meaningful sense. Super Smash Brothers and like Wii Tennis.
The Super Smash Brothers is like the reason that I got a Switch is because they had the new Smash Brothers. Like, yeah, I want to play that. Um, for the Wii, I did get Super Smash Brothers. I think it would have been Brawl was on the Wii. I can't remember now. I think it was Brawl. But Melee is still the best Smash Brothers they ever made on the GameCube.
I am going to have to call it
Yeah, I was
All
gonna
right.
say it's about
because
dinner time for
yeah,
me.
it is food time, and I have a family about to riot.
Well, it's been fun hanging out, guys.
Well, all you've got to do is call it a peaceful protest, and then problem solved.
That's enough peaceful protesting out of you guys.
Yeah, what I said. Go get noms. Exactly.
Yes. All
Well,
right.
thanks for hanging out, guys. In chat, Kyler, Talik, Della. We had what Becca was here earlier.
Yeah.
Quinn the Cultist, Mr. Dax, Kyler.
Dela.
I already got him.
Okay.
See you later, guys.
Oh, Costin.
Yes, and Costin. and his pro emu agenda.
Yes, he's in my bad books. He's pro emu, which means he's anti Terry.
All right, you guys have a good night.
See
Bye,
you later.
everybody.